Hello, Virgo. Welcome to September 2022. It's a big month for you where the Lord of your sign will be moving into retrogradation through the sign Libra, which is your money house, and the sign of your body and health and your identity. This is going to open up a huge amount of good change in both of those areas. If you want to learn more, and there's going to be so much more to talk about this month regarding how Mercury is working on your behalf, the Lord of your sign, stay tuned. But before we get there, I want to ask you a couple of things. First of all, I want to tell you who I am. Welcome to my channel if you're new. I'm Lori Lothian. I'm a Hellenistic whole sign astrologer using ancient tools and techniques such as Time Lords and all of that. I love asteroids and stars. If you would like to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell for notifications, I'd really appreciate it. But also, would you like to learn astrology with me? Because I'm teaching my second time class, Sky Reader, Time Your Own Best Life, Be Your Own Astrologer, Time Your Best Life class. And we're starting in October. It's an 8-week class, and I have a cap on how many students I take. I already have 32 people on the wait list. And if you want to get on my wait list, you get early bird notification for the discount for the class, and you'll actually get into the class. So if you wanted to always become an astrologer to the point where you can read your chart and the charts of friends and allies and clients, and well, you really wouldn't, it's not professional. It's just do it for yourself. Please sign up. Now, please sign up on my wait list, description box below. And if you want to learn how to cast your chart in whole sign houses, check my free link below. I got a mini tutorial down there where I teach you how to do it with free software online. All right, Virgo, let's get going on this. There's so much to say here for you. This is a big deal month, and it really is going to have a significant impact on money for you and self-worth and how you feel about your body and your health. Part of this, of course, is that the Lord of your sky is going to make a retrogradation into those signs I mentioned. Let's start with that, and then we'll go into the chronology of the month. So, and Mercury will also have a very magical moment too, called Cazimi on the 23rd. We're going to cover those now. So first of all, Mercury, which is the planet that rules the Virgo sign, especially rising sign, but sun and moon as well. This Mercury will be stationing to move retrograde at 8 degrees of Libra on September the 10th. So on September the 10th, the Lord of your sign is moving into a retrograde motion in your earnings and possessions house. There is no doubt about it. You're going to go backwards over some ground regarding money-making endeavors. Because he rules marketing and merchandising, including selling, you may be reneging on a purchase or actually just selling something that you own that you may have had for a long time. So pay attention to what happens on September 10th around that time as he pauses at 8 degrees to move retrograde in your earnings and possessions house. Now, this retrograde motion for some of you could also be going back to an old job that you've had before and re-engaging in an old place of employment. And as this happens, you may also go back over some old ground in terms of wanting to speak something. This is how to speak with someone in your workspace, especially in your career space of your 6th and your 10th, and make some kinds of conversational statements that you've been meaning to make for a long time and finally have the guts to say or do. Okay. Mercury keeps going backwards through Libra until around the 23rd of September. He slides into the house of your body, your identity, and your personhood. This is especially important for people whose rising sign, sun or moon, are between about 21 to 29 degrees of Virgo. Okay, you're going to get the most impact from this retrogradation through the house of you. Mercury will retrograde back to 24 degrees and turn around October 2nd at that point. So as you can see, rising sign people with their ascendant in those degrees, right, 24 to 29 are going to be strongly impacted, especially 24 degrees. Now, it really is a time where the Lord of your sign is spending extra time with you. He's already went pouncing through Virgo and already finished with you, you know, like, oh, I'm done with you, you guys, I'm moving on. And now he's back again for a redo. This is a really good time to go back over some health protocols that you may have engaged before and try them again, or to go into some kind of new information you need to feel better about your health, your identity. You know, Mercury here is making you a messenger, and you could be speaking or writing something that is a project that is important to you, or some kind of correspondence that you need to engage in directly through your own choices and actions. Now, there's a lot of action in the house of your body, your health, and your identity in the month of September. In many ways, it's a very healing month, a purifying month, a simplifying month for your body, for your mind, and for your soul. And this Mercury retrograde is the key piece of it, but there are other things going on here as well. And the second most important part of the story, well, let's talk about the Cazimi and then we'll talk about Venus. Mercury will go into the heart of the sun, which is always important for anyone like you who's Mercury ruled. He does that in your earnings house at 0 degrees of Libra, and he does that around the 22nd, 23rd of the month. This is a new beginning, and you start through insight, inspiration, and aha about your voice, your calling, your work, your vocation, your earnings, your money, your possessions, even your career path. And so this is a big deal. You're going to have some tension here and some exciting developments. You could get a loan, a bursary, a grant, an inheritance, money from a family member to support you, to do something new or different in your life professionally. You may also find that you have to look at what makes you passionate, where you really find your ardor, your enthusiasm, your joy. There's a square from Cupido. If you're in a job where you're making money in a way that you actually despise, this is going to be trying to change up that narrative with that Cazimi. Now, Cazimis happen when the sun is with Mercury within 15 minutes or 16 minutes. So it's a special event in the sky that's very powerful. You're going to have insights, ahas, and downloads. You're going to have revelations around joy and pleasure with money and earnings, and perhaps some assisting of money from another person, giving you a chunk of money, as I said, from Jupiter in the 8th house. Now, Venus is participating, okay, this is lovely, in your first house stuff. Now, Venus goes through Virgo, right, at once a year kind of thing. And here she is, September 5th to September 29th. Now, she wants to make you beautiful, handsome, pretty, confident, persuasive, charismatic, friendly, and likable. And she's doing her best to lean into that with her Virgo status, because she's in her fall here. She really doesn't do that well in details, but it's perfect time for, the detailed haircut, the perfect, cosmetic procedure with great precision and things like that. But she's also helping you feel better about yourself, to be more embodied in your sense of worthiness and how you are a worthy being and loving yourself basically. And this is going to help you do that. September 5th to the 29th, kind of fall in love a bit more with yourself as you begin to feel more attractive in some way, because don't forget, you may have some health challenges you're resolving, because the sun going through Virgo can be all about that. And the sun will be in Virgo until he moves into Libra, right, in the 3rd week of September. So this is a time where your vitality and your physical health is a priority, Virgo season, right? Time to focus on you. Venus is adding the beautification piece, and Mercury going back is giving you, as I said, a focus on what you may need to study, learn, or research, or do, or communicate regarding your health, your wellness, and your essential self, being good, feeling good about you. You may need to speak about love in a direct communication between September 23rd and the end of the month, as Mercury joins into the fray of the Virgo territory with Venus. And this would be you penning a letter to your beloved, speaking clearly to the one you're with, telling the lover or the boyfriend or the girlfriend what you really feel and think. It can be a real clearing energy for a lot of Virgos to verbalize what they feel about love and their values around love to the one they're with. You can also feel with this Venus transit that luck is happening for you. And so between September 5th and 29th, you are lucky. Things fall into place, things flow your way, especially regarding money. Okay. So keep, and maybe also involving women who benefit you during this period directly. September the 5th to the 11th is a kind of a no-fly zone. There's not much happening in the sky. There's no major transits. It's super chill. So I suggest you relax, because even though Venus is moving through the house of you, which is wonderful, she's not making any major aspects between September 5th to the 11th. So that part of the sky is pretty open waters to do what you want. And it's also very uncomplicated. So it's kind of a restful time in the month of September. The very beginning of the month, going back to the start for a sec, September 1st to the 4th, it starts off with a Mars house sextile Jupiter, and that's very positive. Mars is in your career house, and he's really trying. And by the way, Virgo rising, Mars will be in your career house from August 20th to the third week of March next year. This is ambition, drive, passion, success, new directions in career. Like yay you, and also quitting careers that you don't like cutting out, getting rid of it. And anyway, so Mars is already there, and so then in the beginning of the month he's at like 6 degrees of your 10th house in Gemini, sextiling Jupiter for opportunity in your finance house. And this is that thing where that money can come to you, I mentioned earlier, like a bursary, a gift from a relative, an inheritance, money from your business partner or spouse. You're going to get a potentially yay chunk of feeling good financially around that time of that's first, 2nd of September. Watch for secret romances or secret deals or backroom things going on. Mars is sexuality in the workplace. Be careful that you don't get into a sexual tryst with someone in the workplace, and Jupiter's there, secret, the house of secrets. So be cautious for that, some of you Virgos. But mostly this is a very good for September 1st and 2nd, powering up some career and money luck. And then on the 3rd and 4th, there's a bit of a gnarly minute or two with Mercury opposite Jupiter. So Mercury in the house of earnings, opposite Jupiter in the house of other types of money that you can get your hands on, loans, mortgages, and stuff. You may have a snag in some kind of a procurement of money. The mortgage documents don't arrive on time. The thing promised you doesn't show up. So look for a bit of a glitch in the money part of your sky, but it's very short-lived in the 3rd and 4th of the month of September. Now, big full moon in Pisces, right? That happens every year. And this is always going to be the full moon in Pisces, where your Pisces quarter is your spouse or your main squeeze, the significant other, your person or your business partner, or sometimes your audience, client, marketplace. Now, the full moon here is going to fruit into fullness and reveal things and open up either completions and graduations from a significant relationship or fullness in that relationship from the seeds that were planted in March. So what were you doing in March in a significant relationship, March 2nd, add 2 weeks, that are now fruiting here? The full moon is conjunct Neptune, and it can dispel an illusion or delusion in a relationship, or your partner is telling you something, full moon, bright light in the house of partnership, that you find just a disillusionment-y or difficult to hear. But also with Neptune, it could also be a professment of unconditional love, a sense of, hey, we're soulmates, we're divine flames, twin flames. It could be that as well. But it's definitely in that kind of part of your sky. So either there's kind of a difficult kind of vibe going on with the one you're with, or there's a new one you're with, by the way, like a new twin flame soulmate showing up, or there's some kind of deeper connection that's trying to be forged. Now, well, I don't mind the Neptune piece conjunct the full moon in Pisces. There is a bit of a square from Mars with a sword in his hand. Mars is carrying the sword of justice and righteousness with Archangel Michael / fixed star Aldebaran. He's at 11 degrees of your house of friends and allies, eldest siblings, hopes, dreams, and wishes for your life, pennies from heaven, karmic rewards, great gains from your career. That's all 11th house storylines. And he's holding that sword and he's having an argument with the moon. Oh, did I say 11th house? I apologize. It's in your 10th house of career. I apologize. I'm not really with it today. Don't even ask me why. I think I'm too hot. So take it all back. He's in your 10th house. But so there's some oppositional energy from a boss, someone in your workplace that's pressuring against your marriage and business partnership house. And you may come to a critical moment in the 2 weeks that follow this moon. For instance, as I mentioned, some Virgos, be careful for inter-office attractions or tension in the workplace that's at odds with your relationship, or too much drive and ambition in your work that takes time away from your partner. Anyway, so this energy, I apologize for the glitch there. This energy is going to hit a head, come to a head. Remember, it may have been seated in March. It's going to come to a head on the full moon. That's September 10th at 2 weeks. All right, moving forward. Mercury will station, I covered that. The sun will trine Uranus on September 11th and 12th. And later, Venus will do the same darn thing, September 19th and 20th. Those stories are connected. The sun in Virgo first is a money story in the earnings and possessions house, and the self-worth and the self-value and your own vocation, voice, and stuff like that. Trining Uranus in your 9th house. So this could be huge. Sorry. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, Virgo. It's happening in the house of you. Trining Uranus in the 9th house. So here's what I'm going to say. There's a big opening to do with faith, a big opening to do with what you believe, a big opening to do with what you want to learn and study. Like my daughter's a Virgo rising and she's going back to school. This is probably one of my glitchiest videos I've ever made. I do apologize. And I'm in the shadow of Mercury retrograde. And so this vibe is going to open up a feeling that you're on your game. You've understood something. You're having a big reveal about how what you want that matters to your purpose is in alignment with foreign shores, trips and travel, legal matters, 9th house stories, or higher educational values. Now with Uranus, it's surprising, unexpected, and sudden energy. It's reactivating the big boom from the end of July, the beginning of August, of Uranus North Node Mars conjunct in your 9th house of foreign lands, higher education, religious beliefs, faith. So some of you Virgo people are going to have a big aha regarding that. Some of you may want to travel, move to another land. Some of you may have an insight aha about legal matters or even academic matters. And then later on, Venus, that's the 11th and 12th, Venus picks up the slack and picks up the baton, bringing luck, opportunity, and financial flow and goodness, okay, from the house of you to the 9th house. They're connected, those two time frames, the 12th to, the 19th, 20th. And it's the same thing. It's kind of unexpected and exciting energy. An opportunity to study abroad, an opportunity to get a book published, if that's something you do, Virgos, and an opportunity of 9th house matters, looking really sweet and positive. You may be the agent of your own opportunity. Venus is in the house of you. You may make the effort, but everything's looking exciting and exhilarating on those dates. There's a tension between Venus in Virgo and the house of you, squaring Mars in the house of work. And this could literally look like an argument with a colleague or coworker in that time frame of September 16th and 17th. Be ready for that. That could literally be a breakup with a colleague, a fight with a boss. You're stating your values and what you think is important. The Mars energy is hot sexual tension, between you and something to do with the workspace. I'm going to say for some Virgos, you have to overcome or deal with in an office love affair, attraction, or flirtation. But I think that's coming to a very gnarly head on the 16th and 17th of the month. And don't forget, I already mentioned those themes starting on September 10th with that full moon that will last 2 weeks. If you want a raise or promotion, you're vying for it, but you may not get it. Doesn't look so easy when Mars is squaring Venus in your house of you, September 16th and 17th. You may not get what you want there. Venus will Mercury will, I did that one. Yeah. Venus and Mercury co-join. Did I talk about that? Yes, September 26th, I think I did, where you're going to have a bolt of money luck. I did talk about that. If I didn't, I'm repeating myself. I apologize. I've been doing these videos all day, but I'm going to say Mercury conjunct Venus again, trining Pluto on September 26th is a really sweet spot for you. I don't think I mentioned it. Mercury is in the house of you with Venus in the house of you, your body, your identity, your personhood, trining power, Pluto in the house of children, romance, inspiration, independent business enterprise. This is a really powerful connection. First of all, it's really, really lovely for sex. Like what kind of sex? Deep, intimate, transformative sexual connection. Okay, Venus Pluto is like sex that goes deep, sex that goes beyond the surface, relationship intimacy at another level. And this is happening on September 26th. Mercury is how you're communicating your values about love with powerful Pluto in the house of romance. So this is very intense, but positive energy here. If you're creative, this is going to be you creating like some project of art or creativity that has great power. And if you have your own business, this is going to be you powering up your own business to a new level of success. I didn't mention this before, so there you go. And lastly, you finish strong. We all do at the end of the month with Mars trining Saturn. So Mars trining Saturn is going to start being felt by the 23rd of the month, end of the month. And this is an energy of ambition and drive meets steady as she goes. endurance, getting things done, keeping with it, not giving up, determination, powerful determination to achieve lasting and tangible results. So Mars is doing this from your 10th house of career and success and ambition and purpose. And Saturn is receiving this flow from the house of the workday worlds, like your colleagues, co-worker space, your work routines and habits, your health routines and habits. For a lot of Virgos, you've been feeling like you've been grinding in the workhouse with Saturn here since December of 2020. This is coming to an end in March, but you're finishing this month strong. There's something about the way you're doing the work you're doing, you're disciplined, you're focused, you're steadfast, you're on your game in the last part of September, the last third of September. And you're making things happen here in your career because of your determination. Now, if your health has been challenged, actions you're taking in the public sphere of your career are supporting you to stabilize any long-lasting health challenges. So you may argue with the boss it's time for you, or tell the boss it's time for you to no longer do that shift because you need your sleep or whatever. So you're powering up your life when it comes to career and health, as well as career and focus, determined, steady routines. Now, if you're a student like my Virgo rising daughter, you could argue that your career is to be a student and you're really on your game, like you're really focused with what you're doing. You know, you're really studying hard and got your schedule going. So going back to school in September for university. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. I appreciate it. Did you know that my sister Nancy is an amazing Reiki healer? Virgos, you got all this action in the house of your body. You know, you got, Venus, the sun, and Mercury there this month. Why not sign up for a healing with Nancy Lynn? She healed my SI joint piriformis pain that was crippling me in June and July, where I literally was like unable to sleep or walk. And I went to 2 physios, each one separately made it way worse. And then she did this distance Reiki healing, and OMG, it was like a resurrection. And I've only gotten better and better quickly and quicker since then. So I'm walking and talking normally, not talking though. So if you want to know more about it, she has a back to school special with 20% off. It goes all the way through to the end of September. Check the description link below to grab that deal with her. Honestly, mind, body, spirit, she just did a business healing on a friend of mine, and that was pretty powerful as well. So jump on in, grab a healing while the sale is on. She works at a distance and she's really, really good. All right. Ciao, ciao. Like and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications.